Hello there everyone, and we thank you for joining us for the Matt's Weather Weekly Weather News. Today is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2013, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the massive tornado that moved through Oklahoma City this past Monday, May 20th. But before we do that, I want to kind of just refresh everyone's mind on the EF scale for tornadoes, the Enhanced Fujita scale for tornadoes. It used to just be the Fujita scale for tornadoes. You'd have F1, F2, F3, F4, and F5. But within recent years, they have kind of almost really just made an update to the Fujita scale, and now I'm sure you hear on TV and things like that. We now use the EF scale, the Enhanced Fujita scale. And just to go over what the different numbers mean when they say, oh, it was an EF5 tornado, let's go over what that means right now. An EF0 tornado is a very minor tornado with winds between 65 and 85 miles an hour. An EF1 tornado has winds between 86 and 110 miles an hour. An EF2 tornado has winds between 111 miles an hour, 135 miles an hour. An EF3 tornado has winds between 136 miles an hour and 165 miles an hour. An EF4 tornado has winds between 166 miles an hour and 200 miles an hour. And an EF5 tornado is a tornado with winds any higher than 200 miles an hour. Okay, so now let's talk about the tornado that moved through Oklahoma this past Monday. At least 24 people, including 9 children, were killed when a massive tornado struck an area outside Oklahoma City on Monday afternoon, officials said. At least 7 of those children were killed at Plaza Towers Elementary School in Moore, Oklahoma, police said. Emergency personnel on Tuesday continued to scour the school's rubble, a scene of twisted I-beams and crumbled cinder blocks. The tornado was 1.3 miles wide as it moved through Moore, in the southern part of the Oklahoma City metropolitan area, the National Weather Service said. The estimated peak wind ranged from 200 to 210 miles per hour, which would make it an EF5 tornado, the most powerful category of tornadoes possible, according to the agency. So, this was really up there with one of the most powerful tornadoes possible at all. So, that just kind of really goes to show, as I just explained the Enhanced Fujita scale to you, the magnitude of this tornado. Now you may be thinking, we're in Connecticut, that doesn't really happen too often here, but let me remind you that it has happened in the past. I don't remember what year exactly, but I know that sometime in the 1980s we did have a couple, I believe. Now at that time it was just the regular Fujita scale. I believe they were either F4 or F5 tornadoes. We had a few move through and devastate a few towns right here in Connecticut back in the 1980s. So it has happened here, and it can happen here again. Though it is not very likely to happen here in Connecticut, as yes, we have had tornadoes since those few tornadoes in the 1980s that were way up there with an F4 or F5 rating. But most of those have been either an F1, maybe an F2, or an EF1, or maybe an EF2, which usually doesn't result in anything more than a few trees down and a few power lines down. So whenever there's a tornado, that doesn't necessarily mean that a million homes are going to be destroyed, especially in Connecticut. What matters is the speed of the wind in the tornado. That's really what really kind of matters as far as the severity of what this tornado is going to do. And as I've said before, tornadoes is not something we can predict. We can predict thunderstorms, the chance of thunderstorms, and when we say that there's a chance of thunderstorms and there's a slight risk of them being severe, that means that there's a potential for severe thunderstorms to form. And when a severe thunderstorm forms, a severe cell of activity, that also gives a potential for a tornado to form if there begins to be rotation in the clouds. So that's the thing about tornadoes, is you don't really know that it's going to be a tornado until, in some cases, just 5 or 10 minutes before it actually moves through your area. So that's why it's very important that when there's ever this kind of questionable weather out, that you kind of pay attention to the radio or to the TV, what have you, and pay attention to what's going on and do what you need to do to take precautions against these types of things so you can stay as safe as possible. Alright, and now your WFSB Channel 3 early warning 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, Thursday, May 23rd, mostly cloudy, breezy, and humid. Showers and thunderstorms likely. High 76 degrees inland, 73 to shore. Now notice I didn't say that there's a risk of them being severe. Sure, they could be severe. That really anything can happen with thunderstorms, especially in New England. But there's nothing telling us that they're going to be very severe storms. Friday, cloudy with periods of rain and a chance for a thunderstorm. High 67 degrees inland, 68 at the shore. So we're starting to cool down a little bit. The last few days have been very, very hot. It's really been like we've been smacked with temperatures from the middle of July all of a sudden, all at once. So it was a little bit of a shock at first. Then on Saturday, cloudy with periods of rain, breezy and cool. High 57 degrees inland, 59 at the shore. So as we get into the weekend, it's really going to start getting cool. Sunday, becoming mostly sunny, breezy, and pleasant. High 70 degrees inland, 70 at the shore. So as we close out the weekend, it starts to warm up a little bit again. Then on Monday, which is Memorial Day, a lot of schools have this upcoming Monday off for Memorial Day. We're looking at mostly sunny and seasonably mild. High 73 degrees inland, 72 at the shore. Tuesday, mostly sunny and a bit warmer. High 77 degrees inland and 72 at the shore. And next Wednesday, May 29th, partly to mostly sunny and warm. High 80 degrees inland, 74 at the shore. All right, well, that'll do it for the Matt's Weather Weekly Weather News this week. We hope you join us next week for the Matt's Weather Weekly Weather News on Wednesday, May 29th. If you have any questions or comments on anything, you can always email me at mattsweather1, the number 1, at AOL.com. We'll see you next week.